Welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Today, we're diving into the world of relationship pranks.
Ooh, fun.
You guys sent in this great episode. It's called The Best Pranks Played on Partners from this podcast called Prank Love.
I love that.
So we're going to see what makes a prank work in a relationship and, make sure it's safe and fun for everyone.
Yeah, you don't want to cross any lines.
No, you don't. And I'll admit, my prank game is a little shaky.
Oh.
I'm not allowed to make breakfast in bed anymore.
What happened?
Let's just say there's a pancake incident.
Oh, no, I can imagine.
So hopefully we'll learn a thing or two from this deep dive and, avoid any more kitchen catastrophes.
For sure, for sure. Well, the Prank Love episode actually had some really creative pranks.
Yeah.
One that really stood out to me was this partner who switched out regular coffee for decaf.
Oh, Smeagol.
So their partner was like, what is going on? Why am I so tired?
Yeah, why is this day dragging?
Exactly.
Oh, that's so good.
It's brilliant.
And there was another one. They put googly eyes on everything in the fridge.
I saw that one. That's hilarious.
Could you imagine just opening the fridge and everything is staring back at you?
Oh, I would die laughing.
So what do you think makes those pranks so successful? What is it about those that work so well?
I think it's a few things. First, they're unexpected, so there's that element of surprise.
Yeah, you're not expecting it at all.
Right, and they're visually funny. Like, you immediately see it and you start laughing.
Yeah, it's that instant comedic effect.
Exactly. And most importantly, I think they're harmless. They're all about having fun together, not making the other person uncomfortable.
Yeah, you're laughing with each other, not at each other.
Right. It's about shared amusement.
That's a really good point about shared laughter. It seems like humor plays such a crucial role in relationships.
It really does.
It's not just about, getting a few chuckles in. It's deeper than that.
Absolutely. Shared laughter is powerful. It releases endorphins. It releases oxytocin, all those feel-good hormones that make you feel connected.
Oh, so there's actually like a biological reason why we feel closer when we laugh together.
Exactly. It's like science supporting a good laugh.
I love that. And I think it goes even beyond the biology of it. When you can laugh with someone, you're showing that you're comfortable. You're showing that you trust them.
It's like you're letting your guard down and being vulnerable in a really positive way.
Yeah, and saying, hey, I'm okay with being silly with you.
You're creating this little world of inside jokes and memories that only you two share.
Yeah, it's like a secret language.
Exactly. And that shared history, it just strengthens your bond.
Yeah.
It's like a reminder that you can face anything together and still find joy in the little things.
I love that. Now, not all pranks are, as simple as switching coffee or adding googly eyes.
Right.
The Prank Love episode also had this more elaborate prank where the host pretended to forget their anniversary.
Oh, no.
And then surprised their partner with this fancy dinner.
Oh, wow.
That must have taken some serious planning and effort.
Definitely.
So what does that say about the role of effort in relationships?
I think it shows that putting in effort, even in the form of a prank, can be a really meaningful gesture.
It's like you're saying, I care enough to put in the time and energy to make you happy.
Yeah, even if it means a little playful deception along the way.
It's like a love language in itself almost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And effort in any form, it just keeps the relationship feeling fresh and exciting. You're breaking out of the routine and showing your partner that they're special.
That you're willing to go the extra mile for them.
Exactly. Now, of course, even with the best intentions, pranks can go wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
The Prank Love hosts talked about prank etiquette, knowing your partner's limits.
Yeah, and boundaries.
Because a prank should never come at the expense of your partner's feelings.
So what are some of the potential pitfalls?
Mm.
What do we need to be careful of?
Well, imagine that decaf prank,
Okay.
but on someone who's really insecure about their energy levels.
Oh, that's a good point.
Instead of being funny, it could actually make them feel worse.
Yeah, it could reinforce those insecurities.
Yeah. Right. So how do we make sure our pranks land in the fun zone and not the fail zone?
Yeah, how do we get it right?
Well, it starts with communication and self-awareness.
Okay.
Before you even think about a prank, think about your partner's personality, their sense of humor.
Are they generally playful or are they a little more sensitive?
Exactly. Do they enjoy teasing or do they prefer things to be more straightforward?
And it's probably a good idea to just have a conversation about pranks in general, right?
Oh, absolutely. Not to spoil the surprise or anything, but just to kind of gauge their overall feelings about it.
So you can be like, hey, I love finding silly ways to make you laugh.
Right. What kind of pranks do you enjoy?
Yeah.
It opens up the door to understanding their boundaries and what they find genuinely funny.
And it reinforces that you're a team, right?
Exactly. You're both in on the joke.
Yeah, you're not trying to make one person the target.
Right. The prank should be funny for both of you.
Not at the expense of one person's embarrassment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The goal is shared joy and connection.
If you think back to those successful pranks from the podcast, like the googly eyes,
Yeah.
it's clear that they were done with love, you know.
Yeah, with affection, not malice.
It's like saying, I know you so well that I know exactly what will make you laugh.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's a really endearing form of intimacy.
Exactly. And a well-executed prank, it can become a love language, you know?
A way to show your love.
Exactly. A way to add a little sparkle to the relationship.
So what does all this mean for our listeners? How can we apply these insights to our own relationships?
Well, the first takeaway is to embrace humor.
Yeah, don't be afraid to be silly.
Exactly. Find those moments of shared laughter. It can really strengthen your bond.
But of course, as we've been discussing, pranking requires thoughtfulness and sensitivity.
Definitely.
Before you unleash your inner prankster, remember, consider your partner's personality, their boundaries,
Communicate openly.
and make sure the prank is genuinely funny for both of you.
Right. And if you're on the receiving end of a prank, try to appreciate the effort behind it.
Yeah, even if it wasn't perfectly executed.
Exactly. They're probably just trying to bring a little joy into your day.
It's all about finding that balance,
Yeah.
between humor and respect,
Exactly.
creating an experience that ultimately brings you closer.
Exactly.
So now for the fun part. Let's think about our own relationships.
Okay.
What kind of prank would resonate with our partners?
Ooh, good question.
What would create a lasting, joyful memory?
What inside jokes do you share?
Yeah, what are their quirks and interests?
Maybe a silly note hidden in their lunch bag?
Oh, I like that.
Or a funny costume change when they get home from work?
That's great.
Maybe a scavenger hunt that leads to their favorite treat?
Ooh, that's good.
There are so many possibilities.
As long as it's personalized and meaningful and comes from a place of love?
Exactly. Because ultimately, a successful prank, it's a testament to the bond you share with your partner.
Yeah, it's a way of saying, I get you, I appreciate you.
And I can't wait to laugh about this with you later.
And that shared laughter. It's the glue that holds relationships together.
Absolutely. Well said.
I think we've covered a lot of ground today, from the science of laughter to the art of crafting the perfect prank.
It's been a great deep dive.
But before we wrap up, I have one final question for you.
Okay, Maddie.
If you were to pull off the ultimate relationship prank, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a tough one. You're putting me on the spot here.
I know.
I don't think the ultimate prank would necessarily be the most elaborate or expensive. I think it would be something that speaks directly to your partner's heart, something that shows how deeply you understand them and appreciate their quirks.
So it's less about the wow factor and more about the thoughtfulness behind it.
Exactly. Imagine a prank that incorporates your shared history, inside jokes, those little things that only you two know about each other.
Yeah, that creates a truly unforgettable memory.
It becomes a story you tell for years to come.
A symbol of your unique connection.
Exactly. And it just reaffirms that even in the midst of life's busyness, you still take the time to make each other smile.
That's what makes a relationship special.
Absolutely.
Well said. I think we've covered a lot of ground today, exploring everything from the science of shared laughter to the delicate art of prank etiquette.
It's been a fascinating deep dive, and I hope we've encouraged our listeners to approach pranks with a healthy mix of creativity, care, and respect.
And who knows, maybe this deep dive will inspire some epic, laughter-filled moments in their relationships.
I hope so.
Thanks for joining us today and sharing your source material.
Yeah, thanks for listening, everyone.
We'll catch you on our next deep dive.
See you next time.
Yeah, it's like you got to know who you're dealing with, right?
Oh, exactly. You're right. A prank gone wrong, it could really damage that trust you've built.
Yeah, for sure. So how do we make sure our pranks land in the fun zone,
Right. Not the disaster zone.
What does prank etiquette actually look like?
I think it starts with open communication and being self-aware. Before you even think about a prank, you got to think about your partner, their personality.
Yeah, are they playful?
Yeah.
Are they more on the serious side?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, do they like teasing or do they prefer just being straightforward?
And maybe it's even a good idea to just have a conversation about pranks in general.
Oh, for sure. Not to spoil the surprise or anything,
Yeah.
but just to get a sense of how they feel about pranks.
Like, hey, I'd love to make you laugh. What kind of pranks do you enjoy?
Exactly. Something like that.
Yeah.
It just opens the door to understanding those boundaries.
And it shows that you're in it together.
Yeah, you're a team.
Not one person is the target.
Right. The prank should be funny for both of you.
Not at the expense of the other person's comfort.
Exactly. The goal is connection, right?
Okay.
Shared joy.
Right. If you think back to those successful pranks for the podcast, the googly eyes, the decaf,
Yeah.
it's clear they were done with love.
With affection.
Not to be mean or anything.
Right. It wasn't malicious.
It's like saying, I know you so well that I know exactly what's going to make you laugh.
That's the best feeling.
It's a really sweet form of intimacy. You know,
It is. A well-executed prank. It's like its own love language.
it really is a way to show you care.
Exactly. A way to add a little bit of fun to the relationship.
So what does this all mean for our listeners? How can they use this in their own relationships?
Well, the first takeaway is don't be afraid of humor.
Yeah, embrace the silliness.
Exactly. Find those moments of shared laughter. It can make your bond so much stronger.
But like we said, pranking takes thought and sensitivity.
It does.
Before you pull a prank, think about your partner.
Think about their boundaries.
Communicate with
And
them.
make sure it's truly funny for both of you,
And if you're on the receiving end, try to see the effort behind it.
even if it wasn't perfect.
Yeah, they were probably just trying to brighten your day.
It's all about balance, you know?
Humor and respect.
Creating an experience that brings you closer.
So let's get to the fun part. What kind of prank would work for our partners?
Ooh, that's a good question.
What would create a really special memory?
What inside jokes do you share?
What are their quirks, their interests?
Maybe a funny note in their lunch?
Oh, that's cute.
Or a silly costume when they get home from work?
I love it.
A scavenger hunt for their favorite snack?
Oh, that's a good one.
The possibilities are endless,
As long as it's personal and it comes from the heart.
and it shows you care. A good prank, it really shows how strong your bond is.
It's like saying, I get you.
I appreciate you.
And I can't wait to laugh about this with you later.
And that shared laughter, that's what keeps a relationship strong.
So true. We've talked about so much today, the science behind laughter, the art of pranking.
It's been a great deep dive.
But before we go, I have one last question.
Hit me with it.
If you could pull off the ultimate relationship prank, what would it be?
Oh, wow. Ultimate relationship prank.
Yeah, if you could pull one off, what would it be?
That's a good question. I think the ultimate prank, it wouldn't have to be super elaborate, you know,
Yeah.
or expensive. It would just have to be something that really, like, speaks to your partner. Shows that you get them.
You really know them.
Yeah, appreciate their little quirks.
So less about the shock value and more about the thought behind it.
Exactly. Like a
Right.
prank that uses, like, your inside jokes,
Ooh,
your shared memories, those
Yeah.
little things that only you two know.
that's like a little secret.
Yeah, and that would make it unforgettable.
A story you tell over and over again.
Exactly. A symbol of your connection.
Yeah, and it shows that no matter how busy life gets,
Yeah.
you still make time for each other.
To make each other smile.
And that's what matters.
That's what it's all about.
Well said. Well, I think we've had a great discussion today.
We have.
We've talked about everything from the science of laughter to, prank etiquette.
It's been a really fun deep dive.
It has, and I hope we've inspired our listeners to approach pranks with, a good balance of creativity and respect.
Definitely. And maybe even spark some fun ideas.
Yeah, maybe we'll see some epic pranks out there.
I hope so.
Thanks for joining us and for sending in this awesome source material.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, everyone.
We'll see you on our next deep dive.
See you later.